few years ago, if someone told you they were putting a computer chip inside a human brain, most people would have assumed they had watched too many science fiction movies. But today, it's a real medical device, and somehow that's not even the surprising part. Because the chip itself isn't particularly large. In fact, it's smaller than most people imagine. The entire implant is roughly the size of a coin, yet inside that tiny space, technology designed to communicate directly with the most complex object known to exist, the human brain. Now, whenever Neuralink appears in the news, the conversation usually goes in one of two directions. Some people immediately start talking about the future, brain-controlled phones, telepathy, humans merging with artificial intelligence. Others react like they're watching the first 5 minutes of a dystopian movie. But most people discussing Neuralink have never actually looked at the hardware. What does the implant look like? How does it fit inside a skull? What exactly are the 1,024 electrodes doing? And perhaps most importantly, how can a computer understand signals coming from a human brain in the first place? Because it's a story about engineering, not about future technology promises. And by the end of this video, you'll understand exactly what Neuralink is putting inside a human head, how it works, and why building a computer that can communicate with the brain is one of the hardest engineering challenges ever attempted. Your brain is constantly generating electrical signals. Right now, as you're watching this video, as you're listening to my voice, as your eyes move across the screen, billions of neurons are communicating with one another. Every thought, every movement, every memory, every decision, all of it depends on electrical activity. For decades, scientists have wanted a way to capture some of those signals and translate them into useful information. The idea sounds simple. Put sensors near neurons, record electrical activity, send the data to a computer. Done. Except it turns out the human brain is not interested in making things easy. Neurons are tiny, the signals are extremely complex, and the brain doesn't come with an instruction manual. Scientists can observe activity, but figuring out what that activity means is an entirely different challenge, and that's where Neuralink enters the picture, not by reading minds, but by attempting something much more practical, capturing brain signals with enough accuracy that a computer can interpret them. Now let's see how the implant works. Because Neuralink doesn't look like a supercomputer or advanced robotics, it's very tiny and circular, but designed to interact with 86 billion neurons. I repeat, 86 billion neurons. Now, as I said in the beginning, the device is just the size of a coin. A section of the skull is removed. The implant is placed into that opening, and once everything heals, the device sits nearly flush with the skull. From the outside, you wouldn't know it's there. Inside that small device are multiple systems working together. A battery, wireless communication hardware, processing components, signal amplification systems, and connections to the electrode threads extending into the brain. Simply, it works like a translator, and the threads connected to it makes all this magic. When people hear the word electrode, many imagine metal needles. That's not what Neuralink uses. Neuralink developed extremely thin, flexible threads. These threads are thinner than a human hair, and attached to them are tiny electrodes designed to detect neural activity. The current generation system contains over 1,000 electrodes. That's where the famous number comes from. 1,024 electrodes. That sounds impressive. But compared to the total number of neurons in the brain, it's actually a very small sample. Remember, the brain contains around 86 billion neurons. Neuralink isn't listening to all of them, but it's listening to specific regions associated with particular functions, and that's enough to be useful. For example, imagine trying to understand traffic conditions in a city. You don't need cameras on every street. You only need cameras in the right locations. The same principle applies here. Here's where things become even more interesting. Humans don't actually place the threads by hand. A robot does. And there are good reasons for that. The threads are incredibly delicate. Trying to manually insert them would be difficult, slow, and potentially less precise. Neuralink developed a surgical robot capable of placing these threads with remarkable accuracy. Now, can Neuralink read thoughts? Not exactly. The device doesn't see words floating around inside your head. It doesn't read private memories, and it doesn't know your deepest secrets. What it does is detect patterns. For example, when someone intends to move a cursor on a screen, specific groups of neurons become active. The implant records those signals, software analyzes them, machine learning models look for patterns. Over time, the system learns which signals correspond to which intended actions, and once enough patterns are recognized, the computer can start responding. But the truth is that nobody knows exactly where this technology will be 20 years from now. What we do know is that engineers have managed to place a coin-sized computer inside a human skull. And regardless of what the future looks like, that alone represents one of the most fascinating engineering achievements of our time. But do we really need these kind of technology? Let me know in the comments below.